let's challenge you guys to more complex exam questions. Okay, so looking at example 1, we need to integrate sine 2 theta over 1 plus cos theta with respect to theta. We've been given lower limit of 0 and the upper limit of pi over 2. And we've been given a substitute of u equals 1 plus cos theta. In fact, that's the best place to start. So let's write out our substitution. U equals 1 plus cos theta. If you remember from my last videos, the best thing to do now is to actually differentiate u, but in this case with respect to theta. So we're going to have du d theta is equal, if you remember this, the differentiation of cos theta is actually negative sine theta. Please don't forget the negative there. Okay, in turn, it makes sense for us to make du the subject. So we're going to write du equals, move that d theta over. We have negative sine theta d theta. Okay, let's write out our question. Integration of sine 2 theta over 1 plus cos theta d theta. Now, if you look here at the limits, I've ignored the pi over 2 and 0. You can do that. We'll deal with the limits later on. There's no harm in an exam to ignore the limits in the middle of a question. What we do need to worry about is this sine 2 theta. Now, this is part of your double angle. So you need to know your double angle rules of what sine 2 theta is. Now, if you look at the formula, sine 2 theta equals 2 sine theta cos theta. So that would be our natural move in our next line. So we're going to have 2 sine theta cos theta. Put that over 1 plus cos theta d theta. Now, earlier we said u was equal to 1 plus cos theta. That's the denominator. That's quite obvious there. But what you need to do is also look at this expression here and compare it with our du. Now, we know that du is negative sine theta d theta. Well, at a glance, I can see sine theta and d theta here. So sine theta d theta is same as negative du. The two can be easily transported outside the integration sign. So then we're left with a cos theta. But a cos theta, as you can see from our top line, is the same as u minus 1. So quite a lot going on in this section here. And what we need to do is replace every element of theta, but in terms of u. And that's where we're going to go next. So I'm just going to move on. So we're going to have the integration of 2 outside. That makes sense. The cos theta here is the same as u minus 1. You can put that in brackets. Then we've left with a sine theta d theta, but a sine theta d theta, as you remember earlier, was negative du. So I can write du here, but the negative can actually join the minus 2. And then we're left with the denominator of simply u. Now that is now ready to integrate. We have no theta in sight. All we have to do is now manipulate this expression here for ease. So we could now say that minus 2 integration. Now here we can split this up. So u over u is the same as 1 minus, and 1 over u, we can just write 1 over u. against du. Okay, let's move on. So we can now start to integrate this. Now we know that the integration of 1 with respect to u is u, and the integration of 1 of u is ln u. So we can now have minus 2, put that in square brackets. We have u minus ln u, close square brackets. That's now been integrated. So now we need to look at our limits. Now if you look at the right hand side, where our question is, we have an upper limit of pi over 2 and a lower limit of 0. Please do not transport that there. Now the pi over 2 and 0 belong entirely to theta. So we now have to do a conversion so the pi over 2 and 0 is made up of limits involving u. Now let's look at our substitution again. We know that u equals 1 plus cos theta. When we put our upper limit of pi over 2, cos of pi over 2 is 0. 0 add 1 is 1, so we can have a limit at 1 going there. If you look at a lower limit of 0, cos of 0, as you know, is 1. 1 add 1 is 2, and we can then put a limit there of 2. So now we're going to start to open this up. So when we put the 1 in, we can actually put a minus 2. We can put a bracket outside. We can put 1 there. We're going to put the upper limit first of 1 minus ln 1. Really crucial here, you must put a bracket before you put in the lower limit. So we're going to now put 2 in. So we're going to have 2 minus ln 2, close bracket, and then close the big bracket there. Okay, so I'm just going to write that question out again. Minus 2, put that in brackets, 1 minus ln 1 minus, open bracket, 2 minus ln 2, close bracket, and close the outside bracket. Okay, so let's look at the inside. We have minus 2 there. 1 minus, now if you know that ln 1 can actually be scrapped because it's 0, minus 2, take away is an add, ln 2, close bracket there, and then all we have to do is multiply that out. 1 minus 2 is minus 1, times minus 2, you're going to get 2 minus 2 ln 2. And that should be the final answer for example 1.